Theatre Company.
The Goats Theatre
Theatre Company.
Here I am in the booth of the Goats Theatre Company. My name is Caroline Sempe. I am the artistic director of the Goats Theatre Company. And I'm here with Mark Sturr and Emma Riches, who have just recorded Toppers for us today. Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Hello.
So I wanted to ask Emma what she thought about her character.
Well, my character Bobby is a firefighter. She's a lesbian, and I think she often uses humour to sort of cover up feeling uncomfortable, and she kind of takes it to that place that she doesn't have to talk about things that make her feel uncomfortable, which I think is a really interesting character trait for her.
So Emma, you have to tell me how you came about becoming an actress.
Well, I mean, it's always nice to dress up as somebody else for a day. I used to watch the TV and be like, oh, I want to be a paramedic. Oh, I want to be a teacher. And I thought, actually, if I became an actor, I could be all of those things, and I wouldn't have to be a real paramedic or a real teacher or something. I get to dabble in each one every day of the week.
That's wonderful. And Mark,
Hello there.
tell me about your character then.
John. Yeah, John's an interesting character really, because I didn't feel that he was like a religious zealot in any way. I wanted him to be a perfectly reasonable, nice sort of a fella, and I've actually based him on a family that perhaps would have lived in a village in Devon, which is where I'm from. Perhaps just had a connection with the church. Invite the vicar to tea and all that sort of thing. So that's what I was trying to aim for. So there we are, really. That's what I was trying to put into to John.
So Mark, tell us why you wanted to become an actor.
Oh, that's a really good question, actually. This sounds crazy, and I apologise to any other actors out there. I just thought I used to have another profession. I retired 10 years ago, and I just thought, you know what? I know a lot of actors. I've got a lot of actors around me. My children at the time were doing lots of musical theatre stuff. And I thought I just wanted to do something which was going to be a bit of fun. No responsibility, just a bit of a laugh. So I thought acting would be the job for me. And originally when I started, it was quite a challenge, just letting all those inhibitions drop. But once after a few sort of classes, I thought, actually, I love it to bits. And so, when you get the opportunity of doing it, which unfortunately isn't as often as you'd like to, it's just such a wonderful thing to do, and I just love it, absolutely love it. And there is a lot of responsibility with it, contrary to what I thought, but no, I just love doing it. It's such fun. It is fun.
So it's interesting to find out how we actually met each other. I met Mark while doing workshops for theatre and education for the Goats Theatre Company. You played various parts in our Midsummer's Night Dream show for children.
Yeah, it was really good fun, actually. And in fact, I've got to thank Caroline, because I just literally started acting, followed my course and everything, and she called me into audition for Bottom in A Midsummer Night's Dream, and we had some great workshop rehearsals. It was really good fun. So I thank her for starting me off on the ladder. And in fact, since then, we've done a couple of other productions for
the Goats.
For the Goats.
Yes, we did play the Goats 1 and play the Goats Halloween edition.
And we played sort of husband and wife on both occasions. So yeah, we're fast becoming pretend husband and wives, I think.
Yes. And of course, we did it recently on a movie. That's where we met Emma.
Yep, that's right. We met on a
shoot?
Yeah, on a film set. It was really fun. I was not playing their daughter. I was playing a pregnant woman. So we had lots of fun with a pretend bump and balancing things on top of that.
Proudest moment. Proudest moment. Proudest moment.
Proudest moment.
So I wanted to ask my actors, which was their proudest acting moment? So who's going to start? Mark?
Well, goodness me, Caroline, Caroline's put us on the spot here. I've been trying to think of a proudest acting moment, and it sounds crazy, but I can't think of any specific ones. I do love acting, but what I often enjoy interacting with the audience, so sort of part improvisation where you're breaking the fourth wall and all the rest of it. And I think if you can get them on your side, you can really play with the people that are watching you. And if you get some sort of reaction, whether or not in any way, whether it's laughter or, you know, misery of some sort, I think that's what I really enjoy about the whole acting experience, actually. And it's great. And say getting people on your side during the, you know, a live show of some sort is just amazing.
Yeah, that's very true. I remember doing a children's show at the very beginning of my theater directing career, and even though the show wasn't fantastically polished, the kids were completely on board. And personally, that's probably my proudest moment, when the kids were going for it and booing the baddie and, you know, cheering on the heroine. I thought that was really, really great. You know, they really, really got the story. Emma.
I think, interestingly enough, my proudest moment is also to do with working in children's theatre. In 2017, I was in a UK tour of Ben and Holly's Little Kingdom, and I played Ben the elf, not Holly, as you might think. And we toured up and down the UK for 7 months, and I think one of the proudest moments was playing at the Blackpool Grand and selling out all 3 shows, or 4 shows. I think it was 4 shows, actually, sold out. And just before the curtain went up, they announced the show, and the audience reaction, all the kids shouting, and the atmosphere was absolutely electric, and it was such a fantastic show after that.
Yeah, that's what they say. They always say never have children on stage or in front of a camera, because it's always a nightmare. But actually, in the audience, they are brilliant.
Actually, can I come back in here now? Because I've just reminded listeners.
Oh, he changed his mind, did he?
Again, we're talking children's Aladdin. I was in a four-handed children's Aladdin, which was just great fun, touring to primary schools. And we went to a pretty lively school in southeast London. And we'd finished the production. And the teacher got up and said, right, you know, all the children left. And they all filed out, apart from one boy who was he was 10 years old, and quite big for his age. And we were just packing up the little bit of set that we had. And he came over to us, and we were still talking to the teacher, who was just saying thank you for, you know, the production and all the rest of it. And he came over and he stood there, and I said, hello. He said, hello, my name's whatever. And he put his hands out, one of his hand out, which I shook his hand. And he said, I really enjoyed that. Thanks very much. And entered in a very brief conversation. Then he wandered off on his own. And the teacher looked at us and said, well, that's amazing, she said, because this particular child was considered to be a really difficult child within the school. And for him to come up in such an adult way and thank us for our production was just remarkable. And again, it just shows how powerful drama can be. That for whatever moment, just for that hour or two in that afternoon, that child was touched in some way. And I often think about him, actually, and I hope that perhaps some of his difficulties might have drifted away, and he obviously sorted himself out, and I hope he's doing very well for himself now. So that's my proudest moment. About it. Thank you.
Well, that's actually the purpose of my belief is that actors are scapegoats. It's the idea that we suffer and we laugh and we cry and we live in a very short, condensed way, so that the audience can see themselves in some of the characters and learn something. And I think that's why tragedy is called goat play. Personally, of course, people who are into linguistic or ancient Greek will not possibly agree with me, but I believe that the goat is taking on the sins of humanity and playing them out for the audience to learn about it. This is my understanding of it. It's all tied in with the idea of scapegoat, and apparently in biblical times, the religious person of the village used to put the sins of the village in a goat and let the goat into the desert to die, so that the sins of the village would be expiated. So I believe this is what we are doing. So it really ties in with what you're saying, that, you know, if someone in the audience is touched by what the actors are doing, they learn something, and it can change lives, literally. So this is us. This is the Little Goats Theatre Company. We thank you for listening. Please do follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and please do support us on Patreon so we can bring to you new short plays and poems by up-and-coming writers in our Play the Goat podcast edition. Thank you. The Goats Theatre Company.
The Goats Theatre
Goats Theatre
Company.
Company.
Theatre Company.